We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, to see what is going on. Today brings us a beautiful energy, but it means a lot of work is coming up. Today we have Venus retrograde, which is conjunct Saturn. Both are meeting up in Pisces, and I think this is a very important energy. I think all of Earth and all of your lessons here are very important too, but today's energy is very important in helping you to process, heal karma, especially relationship karma and karma around your love life. So we're going to kind of dive in. I've put a couple posts up this morning on my pages kind of talking about today's energy. It's bringing a powerful energy, but it's bringing a big clearing for you to help you through whatever blocks, obstacles, or karmic things are holding you back in your life. We all have lessons that we go through it during our entire lifetime here on Earth, just kind of depending on what you need. Oftentimes we can look at this place as a school where we're giving certain tests and lessons to help us to become better souls or to evolve on a spiritual level too. And during this time, we have a lot going up. Just want to remind you that no matter what is going on for you in your twin flame journey, it is all about your ascension. And I think this is very important as to what is happening or what you might be navigating during this time energetically, but also in your life lessons. So we're going to dive in first with a reading for the divine feminine side of things, just to see what is going on. I always remind you, this is just a general collective reading, so only take what resonates for your situation. But however, oftentimes you might be going through similar journeys or lessons, kind of collectively navigating some of these ascension energies and what may be coming up for you. So I do these videos just to try to help you and give you some insight into what might be going on for you. But remember, like I said, just take what resonates for your situation. That's why I encourage you guys to do the one-on-one phone calls on my website under readings. You can do them as often as you need, but I am an energy healer. It's what I do. So I have a lot of healing sessions, clearings, and activations on my website. I have stuff for everyone on there. I also do relationship and twin flame coaching, which is great for helping you to heal your love life no matter where you're at with it. So I have so many good things on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com, right? If you're needing me, that's where you guys set up any sessions for me. Go with what you're guided to. It's all really, really going to help you on your spiritual journey and with your spiritual awakening and healing yourself too, just kind of depending on what you're healing. So we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine. Some of you guys might be in some type of karmic situation that might be blocking your union. This could just be old karmic wounds that you're processing from previous situations. This could be actually clearing karmic attachments from previous partners, family, outsider attachment, friends, whatever it is. It could be on your twin flame side. Some of you guys are still navigating karmic relationships, or your twin flame may be too. This is a time where all of the karmic baggage comes up for healing. You can't take it into union with you. Okay, so what I see across the collective is a lot of you guys, this isn't for everyone. Some of you guys might be in separations and needing to really go deep into your healing. Some of you guys, a lot of what I see is you guys are kind of teetering around your union, right? Some of you guys think you're in union, but you have more work to do because you're still navigating layers of separation that are coming up. And this could just be spaces apart, a little bit of distance, whatever it is, stuff you're healing. And then some of you guys are very in union and kind of around this person a lot. So for that group that is navigating, you're together, but you're kind of navigating a little bit of distance during this time or space apart, seeing that you're going to go through a lot of layers on the twin flame journey. There's going to be another layer comes up for healing because you can't do everything all at once. So I see a group, and this could be for those in union too, especially hardcore in separation. You guys are healing, and I was explaining this morning, karmic attachment. These energies, it's important to understand the difference between unconditional love and attachment. Some of you guys are being asked to let go of not your twin flame, but the attachments that you carry within yourself energetically, especially if you guys find that you're in this, I don't want to say one-sided, but you get in that chasing frenzy. I was explaining to someone, you notice that other person goes and runs and hides, right? From the energy attachments that are coming to the surface to be healed oftentimes too. And this is very reminiscent of ancient attachment, but it doesn't have to be, because many of you may find yourself navigating different stages and spaces of your own healing journey. And I feel there's a lot of things that are coming up during this time. This could be layers of old wounding from karmic partners. We're in Venus retrograde, so this alignment is all about Saturn karma, right? Venus retrograde, love and relationships. What is coming up for you? Now, this is like you can't bring the old patterns, wounds, and behaviors into this relationship. And so it's also asking you to take a deep dive into looking at your own layers, wounds, and patterns that you may still be working through, because we all have things we should be working on or fine-tuning during this time, or things that we're healing. And so I see some people, if you guys are not in alignment with your twin flame, you might be kind of taking a little bit of time apart. I don't want to use that word apart, to heal whatever layers of wounding. If you find that you're in a space by yourself, this can happen oftentimes on the twin flame journey, use this space to really reflect on what has been coming up for you both during this time. This could be challenges, blocks, layers, what's been going on. You use that time to heal, work on yourself, and to reflect. I feel that twin flame is this new paradigm of relationships that can help us so much. Obviously, it comes into our life to help us with our ascension journey. I feel usually people can meet their twin flame at different spaces. A lot of what I see happening across the collective is this is someone that is meant to act as a mirror for you to help you with your ascension and the work that you need to do to ascend fully into the 5D. So there's more baggage coming up to clear. This could be current situations that you're stuck in. And I see a lot of people trying to skip the work, not to pick, and like bring the baggage into union with them. And it's not going to work that way. Right? It's not going to work that way. You got more baggage to sort through. You can't be bringing it into union, because it's not healthy to be trying to bring unhealed, unresolved trauma, previous relationships, maybe current relationships into this union space, right? And look at the union space as union with the divine. It's a very divine circle. Look at it like a divine circle, and it's like you're trying to lug all this old stuff into it, all this garbage, right? It does not work generally. It's like, okay, well, maybe people try it. It's like you kind of get guided to work through some of this stuff. Not to pick. We all have a lot of ancestral baggage, patterns, trauma, karma, previous relationships, from karmic experiences, basically karmic wounds that we're all trying to work through and process during this time. And twin flame has a fun way, right, of triggering a lot of that baggage to the surface to show you or give you a better look at what to be doing or working on with or fixing within yourself. So that's like the shadow work. It's the core of still what needs to be worked through. Okay, we're going to do a quick reading though for Divine Feminine, but this is reading for Divine Feminine. This is some of the things you may be dealing with. You might be having old stuff triggered to the surface. This could be old patterns coming up, things you thought you healed, kind of memories. Like a lot of times we have memories coming up of the energy areas we might be accessing. So when you're just having a memory come up of a previous, we could say, relationship or encounter or experience or family memory, this is stuff coming to the surface energetically, because we go through a lot of clearing work. And if you guys have been on the ascension journey or twin flame journey, you know it's very important that you're taking care of and healing and clearing your energy, because a lot comes up and you don't want to stay stuck in those energies or sitting in it too. So make sure you're taking good care of your energy during this time, especially as today has the capacity to trigger old stuff, especially if it needs to be resolved karmically or healed karmically. Okay, so Divine Feminine collective message for the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your Divine Feminine. What's going on for the Divine Feminine collective? Our love was too intense for me to handle. I needed a breakaway. I see a lot of people going runner, not, I could say not from the flame, but from the work that you need to do within yourself, or the parts that you need to go into within yourself to heal. This is like, sometimes you may want to get, I'm like, hi, a good healer to help you through this process, because you're going to have to go into painful areas. You're going to have to go into areas of your soul and Akashic and places that may need healing. And it's okay that you need help with this, and that you're going to need some people to help you through this process. I see sometimes people don't like asking for help. It's fine, I got it, right? Especially when we're dealing with twin flame, empaths, starseed healers, right? And things like that. Make sure you're also getting help with this. This is going to help you to hit your own blind spots, areas that you need help with, and pinpoint some of your own patterns much faster, helping you through the process very fast. So ways I can tell some people might be stuck in the process, in separation, not seeing a lot of results, whatever it is. If you're stuck in a karmic cycle of any kind, or you're feeling like you're not seeing the results you want, get some help. I always have so many sessions on my website to help you guys with this. I still see your smiling face in my mind's eye. You guys are connecting on the higher all of the time. I see a lot of people in the cocoon. I've seen a lot of confirmation of like people saying that lately too, in their healing cocoon. And so sometimes you guys don't like that. Because this is a reading for Divine Feminine, if your Divine Masculine is not fully ready on their side for union for some type of way, this could be more work to be done. They're just not showing it. You know, you're not getting the results you want. You might be in the cocoon too. I see a lot of the collective meant to be in this cocoon energy right now, which is really working on yourself, activating your energy, upgrading your energy, and shifting into your deepest alignment during this time. You're always connected, and that this connection teaches you how to trust. It teaches you the connection doesn't go anywhere, and if anything, it tends to get stronger. But it's like any other type of relationship, you actually have to build it. You're like, right, yes, and you have to work on it, being healthier yourself, and to work on this connection just like you would any other relationship, kind of putting good energy into it and things like that. So we're in a powerful space for what you're growing and what is expanding in your life during this time. Now, we talk about shifting into a higher frequency and opening up new doors and new potentials and shifting into higher realities. And, you know, everything that you want is through, whether it's facing your fear and overcoming it, or even doing that inner work to get there. This is going to require hard work on yourself and spiritual work and working on your energy to get fully aligned or in your highest alignment too. We're always moving though. We're always shifting timelines. And some of you guys are really noticing you're jumping timelines, right? But that brings up more work as we go into these other timelines. So a lot of you guys are going through a big upgrade right now, or a big up-leveling of your life, but it's coming with having to continue to do that spiritual work or that energy work on yourself. Just kind of depends on what's going on. Your silence feels safer to me. I don't want to get hurt again. Some of you guys might be having not a ton of communication with your twin flame. This isn't for everyone. I was putting a post up this morning about, and I feel this is important, Divine Feminine needs to set healthy boundaries, but also to respect the Divine Masculine's boundaries. Now, this is where, when we get into toxic relationships, you guys really lose each other, or lose yourselves in the experience, and you get a little too enmeshed and you don't get your stuff done. It's like literally you just want to hang out and lay up with this person all day long. Who doesn't, right? Okay, who doesn't, where I want to be? But however, you got stuff to do in life, right? We have two individual people. You each have your own soul lessons and path and work you should be doing. And so sometimes you can get really wrapped up in each other. No, jokes aside, it's where we want to be, right? However, this is how we sometimes can lose ourselves in our connections. And I feel Twin Flame goes through a certain process to help you anchor fully into yourself so that you can handle this intense energy dynamic. And so if your Divine Masculine, because this is a reading for Divine Feminine, isn't like giving you a lot right now, they're also going through this ascension process. They get their guidance from the divine. They're actually where they should be in their lessons and in their life right now. Some of you guys might be facing divine timing, which is karma, by the way, karmic obstacles, right? It hasn't time yet, more work to be done, or maybe one or both of you might be kind of in your little healing cocoon because you're going through a spiritual awakening and there's more work to be done on yourself. It just kind of depends on how this message is translating for you. And if you're not getting a ton of maybe messages, text calls, or interaction, or seeing this person, they only pull back, Divine Feminine, so that you can do the work on yourself. And it's what is triggered in these spaces of time apart, which is usually your abandonment wounds, inner child stuff, and, you know, chaser energy, attachment styles that get triggered, so that you can get right and good in your own energy. And this is very hard for Twin Flames, because I feel like a lot of you guys going through this feel like you might be like losing this person if you let go. You're never letting go of your Twin Flame. And this is also a dual message, because for someone, I don't know who needs to hear this, don't give up on on this connection ever, no matter how things are looking, no matter how the journey is, no matter what twists and turns you're ebbing and flowing through. That is the journey. It's also a space of intense healing that you're going to go through. And that is the path to union. So some of you guys are like, wait, what? Sometimes separation is the path to union. Letting go of this person, it might be part of your path to union. It depends on what you need to heal within yourself. And so when they pull back, they give you that silence so that you can connect with yourself. Because a lot of the divine feminines that I see through the collective, you guys are not connecting that healthy yourself. Some of you guys either might be healing your own avoidant patterns. This could be, your own tendency to shut out or wall out love. We want to respect boundaries we talked about with your divine masculine so that they also can get right in their energy. But some of you guys have walls for days and you easily detach, right? And some of you guys are on the other spectrum where you're very anxious attached. And it's like you get in this, I described it as scary energy that's quite needy and obsessive and crazy, and like then the DM goes and hides, and in reality that is not love, that's attachment, and it's actually attachments that you have to purge out in your field. And so when you're going through these stages, pay attention to where you're at on each end of the spectrum, because I feel the universe uses your DM, your twin flame, to trigger an intense healing journey. And at some phases, you might be just healing old wounds and memories and things that are surfacing from maybe childhood or previous experiences. But on some level, you might be even healing deeper attachments that are surfacing from this connection and around love and things like that, and energetically. So your divine masculine generally on some level is going to trigger some type of healing in you, or some type of buttons to be pushed or triggered. Usually this is just simply their absence or them not being ready for the connection. And a lot of people get in this very one-sided, only seeing your side of things, and not that they're going through this process with you too, and they're going through the same emotions. Every single emotion you felt all day long, your DM felt them all on the other side. So they're going through a lot of, upgrades, clearing energy and things like that. It makes it easy with this connection that they mirror your progress. And so when you do learn how to focus more on yourself, your own healing and your energy alignment, they reflect that energy back to you too. So this is all about Earth about this time. Staying in a higher frequency and connecting with your divine guidance are two of the most important things that you can be doing on the planet during this time. So we still see a little bit of energy purging happening, or I call it healing though. It's part of the healing, and like that happens with ascension, it happens with awakening, but I see it happening big time through some of these relationship and love lessons that are being triggered across the collective right now. The universe is smart and knows how to get you to do your work. Like whatever's coming up or going on in your life, pay attention, especially if it is a twin flame experience or a twin flame connection, because it is through doing this healing on yourself and doing that self work that healing equals union. And things like that. So separation, stuck in it, maybe you're not healing, I don't know, or maybe needing to heal more. So remember that, like I said, healing equals union. So when you do this work, you're rewarded with that good karma out of it, and clearing all the negative distortion, attachments, cords, things like that. These things are coming up big time across the collective right now too. Okay. So divine feminine, we have go inward. We've been talking about that. It's time to connect with your inner child. I see a lot of inner child wounds still coming up. And, this is deep stuff that we're going to probably spend a lot of time across this lifetime continuing to heal. This is inner child healing that comes up on the twin flame journey that gets triggered so heavily to the surface. Remember, this stuff is deeply rooted in your energy and energy field. This is why the energy healing helps so much. With if you're just trying to clear some energy, you're just trying to feel better, you want a sudden shift, whatever it is. So inner child healing is coming up. It's okay to be misunderstood. Perception is not always based in truth. And so your path might be a little bit different that you're trying to walk. In fact, I was just saying how opposite it might be if you're following your guidance of what the rest of the planet that is still trying to hold on to the old Earth, the 3D Earth that exists in the 3D, and you're trying to level up and exist in a 5D reality and dimension, make sure that you're really living your life in your highest alignment. And that's just something that you have to shake off other people's perceptions of you. Some people think you're amazing. Some people are going to think you're horrible. Not funny. Like, right? Okay, it's about how you see yourself, though. But this is an important message because it's coming up during this time. It's important how you're seeing you, divine feminine, and stepping into this higher divine potential and then activating your divine self out of all of this, right? And this is what is trying to come through. You're getting a lot of, I say, glimpses of your divine self through this work you're doing. You're almost there, but you got more work to do. But it's true. But you're getting a lot of, we'll call them glimpses. You might think you're there, but we have a lot of glimpses that are coming through where you're beginning to really see the results of your progress. Maybe some of you guys are in union and that's what's coming out of this, and you're feeling amazing in this union. You're feeling good. Yeah, you're still going to continue the same work, right? And whatever comes up in these layers, you continue doing the layers. Probably you're with your twin flame, but you process it, when you're by yourself, right? So you continue to do the same work. So that's one reward we can talk about. A lot of people maybe want or are having. But I mean, spiritually, that you're beginning to heal things you had a hard time with most of your life. Remember, today is also a big abundance gateway. And that as you're doing this healing work, this is how you really connect with your spiritual gifts, abundance, flowing, those businesses you want to create, stuff like that. So as they say, everything you want is on the other side of this work and even fear. A time to remember, look back into your childhood. Sometimes you're having to go back into your childhood for patterns. A lot of times when I'm doing the work, it will take many sessions I do with you guys, and you'll start to say things that really switch on that are very connected to your relationship thing. So we got I was channeling this. Thanks, Mom and Dad. We got a relationship template from you. And we're actually carrying on all of the karma passed down our family line from our parents' situation. And sometimes that wasn't great. If you look to their situation, maybe their love life wasn't great, or a lot of twin flames come from, I always say, karmic unions that maybe were kind of right off the bat, like wherever you stepped into, and you absorb that programming, take it on as your template. I was explaining this to someone that your twin flame is actually your anime or an anime. They are an imprint. They are an imprint of your collection of views and programming of how you see men or women. We're going to stick to the feminine side because this is a reading for women to start. And so your masculine is actually an imprint starting with your father figure. Maybe father wasn't around, step parents. They come into the imprint of every man that you ever learned with, probably in childhood. So this is the adults around you. And then you go have your first connection, second, third, whatever it is. Now, as you're healing and hopefully getting better, that reflection, it's an imprint of your own consciousness, a blueprint. That blueprint hopefully will get better as you're healing things. Now, sometimes it could get worse for people, right? Had a bad karmic partner, had an abusive partner, had someone that wasn't great, right? And as we continue to evolve and go through the process of life, that blueprint continues to transform. Now, sometimes we have negativities embedded in that. You could have a negative thought that all men are terrible in whatever way, right? Just fill in the blank. And then you tend to attract all partners like that. So you could have someone who, we'll just use the example, they abandoned you, and you have this fear of abandonment kind of in your mind or subconscious or energy field, and you attract all partners that do that to you or don't show up for you in some way. So the goal is to heal ourselves and our negative limiting views, perceptions, but also on a deeper level. We want to heal our romantic, energetic blueprint, because it is from our blueprint that we not only attract our partners' experiences, but how they will show up for us, how we see them is very connected to this blueprint. This is where energy healing can help you. I help you to heal your romantic blueprint. I have so many healings that are geared on the energy level to help you with that. So oftentimes we don't have the best blueprint. Thanks again, Mom and Dad, I say, right? And maybe even like you had a little bit of trauma in that from whatever you went through in childhood. Oftentimes we have trauma enmeshed with it, or those kind of energies, or major blocks or wounds or whatever it is. So sometimes our inner child wounds and previous connections can muddy that even more, making it challenging by the time you get to the real deal with this person, because it requires healing some of these things, especially if there's issues in it too. So oftentimes your twin flame starts out really, really good, I hope, but they can tend to begin to reflect back your own wounds, patterns, issues, and things you need to deal with. So naturally, you go ahead and you heal these things. A lot of the healing takes place on the energy level, right? We go ahead and heal these things. We shift into a happy, healthy connection and union with this person. They're here to show you what to work on. So we have a big focus on your soul guiding you home and activating this mission. You and your twin flame are on a shared mission together. Okay, I always say your mission should be like an actual mission. Like a lot of you guys see, I'm like, hi, I'm on my healing mission and that's what I do. But also it is your ascension too. It is this union. So it might be kind of all wrapped up into one too. So a lot of times we just want to get to the gifts and the mission, but it's through the healing and doing the shadow work that you activate these things because they're buried underneath and they're kind of uncovered in these areas too. So a lot of times we don't want to go into the shadows, like you're going to walk into this room and the boogeyman is there, or your own personal demons or whatever you want to look at it. But in reality, when you heal all of that stuff that exists in that room, when you walk into that darker place of your soul, which you did in life anyways. So when you walk into it, when you go in and you release these layers of density and trauma and wounds, you begin to vibrate much higher. You begin to really uncover and bring online your gifts because they're literally in that dark room, like literally covered up. Shadow work is key to really tapping into your gifts and your inner power and other things that are in these spaces within yourself. We have a big focus on your inner world right now, and I love it because we have the world card in reverse. We'll get into this. And so I feel we have a big focus on our inner world, especially as the outer reality is going to go through a huge overhaul or transformation, or as, a lot of people are like, okay. So patience, patience, patience. Everything is going according to divine plan. And the only time that you should ever be upset on this journey is your ego thinking it's in charge and controlling things, right? And coming up short or disappointed. Everything is going according to plan and according to your soul's plan that you laid out before making this journey to earth. But it's still important that while we're in this experience that you're doing the work on yourself. So we have this, some of you guys are in such a battle between your head and your heart. Your heart knows you want this person. Your head, your ego, might be scripting out things that are not beneficial to your situation. I told someone this morning to get rid of any limiting thoughts, especially if you're thinking negatively about yourself, your twin flame, or your situation. This is where the deeper inner work is going. And sometimes things get triggered to the surface or come to the surface too. So you have this kind of needing to balance. Maybe your ego's been a little too much lately, or something going on within your heart too. So we have a big focus on healing and open up your heart chakra. It's from this space of getting out of ego resistance and blocks, opening up your heart fully, that you will really be open to this union. And so making sure that you're also open too. Okay, so we have some of you guys, there might be some kind of defensive energy. That's the heart chakra walls for days. You want to have good boundaries, but not you slam a moat up or a wall up and this person's not allowed in, right? It's like walls, walls, walls. Okay, this could indicate that maybe you're being a little too protective of your energy, which, okay, maybe you're being a little too protective of your energy. We get into the closed off realm then, right? This could be maybe not getting in, maybe you're not in alignment with this person. I see signs that you might be moving into a space where you're needing to kind of focus on your own healing. We'll say not getting along, bickering, not seeing eye to eye, picking at things. It doesn't have to be for everyone, but maybe some of you guys are a little bit too, in this ego of it. And maybe not seeing the other person's perspective, because it is a gift of empathy to really put yourself in another's shoes and to see their side of things. And that is required from the divine feminine situation, to see your situation, what's going on for you, but also whatever your twin flame masculine is going through on their side too. This card is requiring you to really open up your heart. Now we have the world, but there is a block here. There's a karmic block, I was saying. Welcome to earth, right? There's something you need to heal karmically. So there is a karmic cycle that is clearing or closing out in your life. This could be family attachment, family wounds. This could be previous relationship wounds. This could be actual friend situation, anything kind of in the way of this union. This is like if you've been going round and round and not getting where you want to be, not getting results, come to my site. I have lots of stuff to help you with it. So this can also indicate kind of going round and round, maybe in a karmic cycle in your life, a karmic pattern, things repeating. This could be, and I always tell you to take a deeper look at some of the cycles of your life and stuff like that. It's why you have to make, mature choices and begin to treat people better and things like that. Because, sometimes we might think our ego can talk us into things and then we're paying for it like 5 years later in a karmic cycle with someone else. Everything flips in your life. So also take care with your behavior, actions, and things like that. I feel like we're kind of getting tested on the daily as we're going through life, and this can help us big time to level up on our path and things like that too. So this is some type of karmic energy in your life. This could just be old wounds that you're still healing in a block here. This could have been being hurt in a previous connection and it's blocking you now in your union. It could be an actual, you're still in a connection, or your flame is karmically that's blocking your union, something like that. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and this is like my entrepreneur card. Like, this is like running a business, right? Getting your life going, flowing, being like successful, generous, but this is a whole vibe. It's a whole energy that your twin flame union is requiring you to show up as this awakened divine feminine who is a force to be reckoned with. Your energy will wake up everyone around you in a powerful way. Once you've healed yourself, you carry those light codes for others, and you become a powerful force within the awakening too. So this is like awakening energy, doing that work and understanding how powerful your energy is. You see how powerful it is with your twin flame divine masculine when you're not in alignment and when you're in a negative vibe. Like I said, they run and hide, if you didn't notice. Not funny, right? Okay, when you are in alignment and you're feeling great about your life and you're on track and you're doing good, they are right there by your side, if you didn't notice. They can't get enough of you. So push energy, negative energy repels, positive energy attracts. Staying in a more positive, higher frequency will help with everything in your life. Now, this is indicating other areas of your life that may need it. Doing this healing work is amazing for helping you, whether it's like with your job, business, because this is indicating some type of work stuff happening for the divine feminine. You have other areas of your life that may need healing. This could be financially. Saturn deals with financial energy as it's touching Venus, planet of finances. This could be with your business. Maybe you have some type of business going or business idea, or just your job that you're putting a lot of focus on, or you may need to put your focus on. It just kind of depends on what's coming up for you during this time, but it's shifting into that awakened divine feminine, healer, compassionate, right? Generous, beautiful energy that the Queen of Pentacles carries. So working on your energy, clearing any type of your own karmic blocks going on your side. It just depends on what those are, okay? Then we're going to do a reading for the divine masculine side now, just to see what's going on. Divine masculine, collective, divine feminine. If you're watching, direct messages from your DM. Time passes by, but my feelings don't change even though you no longer trust me with your heart. So there's some type of trust issue going on, maybe divine feminine to divine masculine, just kind of depends. A lot of times when you guys go into the pullbacks, I can always tell my fearful avoidance, because you guys go into these narratives, there must be someone else. They're in their cocoon, they're doing their thing, right? Or whatever. But okay, I'm just going to put that out there because this might be something being triggered for this person on either side, and you'll know it when your ego starts spinning of what it starts to spin to. So if having trust issues, sometimes these might be from previous hurts you've been through and they're non-existent in your new connection. They might be real problems in your connection. It just depends, but usually they are problems from previous hurts or programming or ego that begin to come up and arise, and they're a sabotaging pattern. But the thing is, we manifest our reality, so they can manifest into our situation. If we have really deep-rooted trust issues, then you might find that you're attracting people that are like not faithful or whatever it is. So there's some type of trust issue going on. This is a reading for divine masculine, but on the divine feminine side, okay? That might be affecting things, sabotaging or throwing off this connection and stuff like that. So this divine masculine, you know you love your feminine, you know you want to be with them. They might have some type of insecurity that might be kind of triggering you, or it's just triggering them and getting in the way This could also lead to fear of getting hurt and not putting yourself out there. Usually it's from previous partners too. It's nothing to do with current situation. There's so much unspoken between us. I need to tell you how I really feel. This masculine might be having a hard time communicating. Twin flames don't always have to. You guys can, telepathically, you guys can read the energy of each other very easily and tell what's going on with the other person. If you don't know, just look within yourself. Like, what's going on with you? What are you feeling about the situation? Your twin flame is always 100% mirroring how you feel. Not in a great vibe about it. They're not either. In a great vibe, feeling charged up, in love, missing them, they are too, right? They're always mirroring your energy and your internal state. So this will help you to better understand, because a lot of times you guys are like in your feelings, going through your process. I call it a process, your journey, right? And you're like, what's my twin flame thinking or feeling? They're always 100% mirroring your energy. So whatever emotionally you were going through that day, they are too. This is why it's so beneficial to clear and cleanse negative energies, blocks, patterns, and programs, because as you're doing that work, you're going to notice it's helping on their side too. I kept up a facade to the world, and you always saw past that into my soul. So you see past the ego of what they present, which is everything's great, right? And you can feel them emotionally. Like I said, you can feel what's going on with them too. So this is divine masculine being guided to transcend the ego, look past the ego, and heal some type of ego blocks. This could be how you're acting out of ego, society expectations, or how you're kind of living or building your life. You can do hard things. It's not as impossible as it may feel. And so you're doing better than you think at going through this process. Yes, it's very hard. You're only having to face your own wounds, challenges, and things within yourself. So remember, the entire outer reality is always a reflection of what is going on with us internally, whether what we're thinking, what we're feeling, or what we're putting out there when we deal with the universe and universal energies on a bigger level too. So this healing is meant to help you to heal all aspects of your life. Yes, the focus on this reading is your love life, but as you're digging in deep and using this connection to hopefully motivate you and inspire you to do deeper level of spiritual work, you're noticing it's reflecting into all areas of your life. So you are worthy. You are worthy of love. And we have a lot of, with Venus retrograde touching Saturn today, you're clearing out all of those programs that tell you that you're not good enough, you're not worthy of love, or whatever it is, so that you can open up to be receptive or to receive this divine love that you deserve. You know the way. Trust your intuition on this journey. We were talking a little bit earlier on the other side about really tapping into your intuition to navigate this experience. Your soul is trying to guide you through this, and it is telling you what to be doing, what to be working through, what to be fixing in your life, and energetically too. So tapping into your intuition, this will help you to better guide you. Some of you guys may want to reach out to a twin flame facilitator. I have that twin flame coaching, which is designed to help you. It's only 6 calls. It's really easy to go in and heal certain things. I see people struggle for even maybe years through the work. When you do these coaching sessions, I will go in with you and we will go into certain key areas that are going to bring so much healing to your life and to your situation. So I noticed a lot of people get stuck in the process. I wrote that program and put it together. And we also go into individually what you need when I do these sessions with you. But I wrote this because, you know, I work with so many people going through the ascension, awakening, and twin flame experience, and I was paying attention to what gets triggered to heal at certain phases. So this will really, really help you, and especially with healing insecure attachment. A lot of the planet has an insecure attachment style, so a lot of times people don't heal that. They switch partners and compound more and more trauma into the experience, and it's not helping. So oftentimes we have things that we need to heal on the inner child level and things to heal in order to shift into a secure attachment style. So oftentimes the more insecure your attachment style is trying to do the twin flame experience, the more is being triggered. And not to be mean, but not everyone knows how to heal this stuff. So get a good healer, like right there. Get a good healer. This is your little message. Do that twin flame coaching I have. It's going to help you so much. So this will help you to heal previous hurts, abandonment, and things like that to help you in that union that you deserve, that you need to bring through too. So doing some type of healing and even energy work is going to help you. Multi-dimensional healing and integrating the energies. It's going to help you with integrating the planetary ascension energies coming into the planet. So if we don't do the work, we're going to have a very hard time probably, I say living on Earth, right? Living on Earth during this time, or continuing to, as the frequencies continue to climb. They've been quite high energies the previous days. You guys are probably feeling that, and you're needing to integrate that. When we do energy healing work, this helps us to better integrate the ascension energies and the energies coming in on a bigger level, so that we can kind of anchor that into and upgrade our system, because it's going to require us to upgrade our energy. So some type of energy work will help. When you start to do this work, you're going to have a lot of creative energy that you could be flowing with, tapping into, and working with. It helps to clear away the blocks, patterns, and resistance. So some of you guys might be not seeing a ton of progress, or like slow progress. This might look like delays, okay? Losing your motivation, momentum. This could be some type of unfinished situation with your twin flame. It's my unfinished business card. Like if you guys have just kind of left things hanging off, or there's not any communication, or not a lot of communication, you might feel like it was bad timing. Things might not have been aligned for your situation. This is my throat chakra energy. You're healing a lot of deep throat chakra wounds from previous lifetimes, Divine Masculine. This is like opening up things on that level. But this is also my 5D card, and opening things up on a 5D level to get things flowing. If you feel stuck, blocked, stagnant, do some of the energy healing on my site, or you can do sessions. We'll be talking on call. Those are just readings. You can do the twin flame reading as often as you need it. If you just need to shift, you're needing some clarity, needing to know, I'm really good at helping you guys to see both sides, what's going on with both, and what's kind of coming up during this time. Okay, to get things flowing. This is your message, to get things flowing. Maybe things have felt a little stagnant. That can happen even in union, maybe needing to get things going a little bit. So we have the 6 of Pentacles, and this is in reverse, so there's a block here. This is usually when upright. This is my twin flame connection card, and you know that. Maybe you're questioning the connection. This is a normal part of this. And this is like, be careful, because this is my card of like attachment. It's giving out of expectation, or you might feel like, usually this is like when it's upright, you're in a really good energy flow. There's a good energy exchange. You're giving and you're getting, right? This person's open, you're open. There's a nice balance. Like first thing me and my twin flame noticed when we met, that we were in some type of energy loop, because we're sending each other energy. We're vibing, okay? You're vibing and you're talking, and you're exchanging energy, and you can just stay in this infinity energy loop, I call it. Just you and your twin flame kind of, the spiral of energy back and forth. So you're vibing, you're sending energy, you're in a nice flow. It's enough to take you into these altered states of consciousness in these other realms. It feels very much like, you're way up in the 5D realm or the fairy realms, and you're up on this high, and you get on this kind of love high, and it's feeling really good, and there's an even flow of exchange. But if one is not participating and it becomes one-sided, it's like this is where I see most people stuck in their love life, not the pick. It becomes one-sided. The other person is pulled back. They're being rude. They're not even texting. They're not calling. They're not in. And it's like you're just sending all of your energy all day. Now you can do that one side, texting, calling, or just thinking about that person all day long, right? Why would they engage? You're sending all of your energy to this person, all of your focus all day long in an obsessive way. Why would they? They don't need to do any work. They're just already tapping into all your energy. And so the best thing to do, if you find yourself, we call that the runner-chaser dynamic, pull back your energy. Like pull back. Yeah. Pull back, flip your energy. We are not meant to focus all of our energy on one person anyway. It gets too intense, it burns us out. We know when we people too much all day long, sometimes it can fry us out. Pull back your energy in these spaces. If you're not getting a lot back from this person, it will help to flip that flow of energy. And then guess what's going to happen? They're going to probably come towards you because they're going to miss you. But not if they're receiving your energy all day long. They're being overwhelmed. They're being bombarded. Right? They're just trying to, stay not frazzled from it all and things like that. So some of you guys needing to pull back and flip that flow of energy. It's amazing when it's mutual. Right? You feel real good. You're kind of exchanging energy in a healthy way. So this is a card asking you to look at your energy exchange. Perhaps it's becoming a little one-sided and you're doing all the work and not getting much back. Maybe vice versa, the other person's always texting you and you're kind of I'm busy or whatever. This is a card where there's some type of block here of needing to get in an equal flow of energy. Now, oftentimes, a lot of people just haven't done the energy work and they're not very aware of energy, but there's always the energy level of things. And this this is where the most work is being done, hopefully, in your life during this time too. So this could be also, maybe you're not putting in enough work on your energy. And this could be, at those points you're overworking, you're burned out, or maybe you're not working at all and you're just not motivated. It just kind of depends. So this is also something with your own energy. There's some type of block here that might be affecting your twin flame energy flow, because when you guys are both really high vibe and you're vibing, it feels really good. Maybe one or both of you has felt a little low or tired, or you're not handling the energy, or maybe just needing to do some energy work and upgrade some areas of your energy. It just kind of depends with that too. So this is also a card connected with your energy, divine masculine, but your sacral too, something going on there. Maybe it's out of expectation or attachment with this connection that you're releasing or needing to let go of, because we have the Nine of Pentacles. And this is financial independence, success. This is confidence, feeling secure. And I love that word secure, because we're trying to get free and secure in our energy. This is really nice card though. This is like abundance coming through, maturity, once again, entrepreneur kind of energy. Today's an amazing day to be manifesting spiritual business anyways, partnership, twin flame, healing for your love life, healing for your finances to get things in order, maybe getting a divine plan or figuring things out. Amazing energy too for your flow. So a lot of this reading for the divine masculine is finding your flow and getting in your energy flow. Maybe if some of you guys have been given a little bit too much focus to your union, needing to focus on other areas. Maybe some of you guys have been neglecting, keyword neglecting, or not giving enough energy or focus to your union, needing to put a little more into it or a little more effort into it. Just kind of depends, right? So you might be a little bit spread thin during this time, but for those working on your energy, you are seeing that success rotate or go into these other areas of your life. This could be family, this could be business. And it's like, your energy is important, and the frequency that you are carrying is very important during this time. So a lot of what light workers do is to hold this higher 5D frequency for the rest of the planet. A lot of the planet is still, I hate to say it, vibrating on this 3D frequency, maybe unawakened. So in order to really step into that 5D frequency, you have to do a lot of work on your energy and a lot of work to maintain that spiritual frequency. Twin flames come here, light workers come here to hold that higher frequency energy, but of course you have to have done that work yourself to be able to help other people through this process. So you're being guided in this space to do some of the deepest soul work, spiritual work in your lifetime. Divine masculine, your twin flame is your motivator. Your divine feminine is the motivation that should be helping you through this process, knowing that you're meant to be in this union. Some of you guys are, and maybe it's requiring you to level up how you're showing up for this person and the type of partner you are. And maybe you're having to elevate your frequency because they're on a higher frequency, or, maybe you're just being guided to do this work to really up level your energy in your life and to show up as a better, more spiritual version of yourself or person. So a lot of what divine feminine and divine masculine are going through right now is maintaining and staying in this higher frequency energy that is required, and diving in deep into yourself and these areas, right? These repressed, ignored emotional areas that may need it within these energies as they're being triggered and brought to the surface for a lot of clearing and healing work. Divine masculine, keep your frequency high. Make sure you're also doing the work. This is like divine masculine doing the work, right? And getting help with the work, because a lot of you guys, I'm fine, I got it. And you know what I mean? It depends. Maybe you're a gifted healer and you can do this, but oftentimes you're needing help healing, right? So maybe you're needing for this message some help and getting a good healer. I'm always here. It's why I do these videos anyway and try to say hi once in a while. But getting a good healer to help you through this process is going to accelerate what's going on and help you get there much faster, and help you with any areas you're struggling on. Okay, so keep your frequency high. I'm here if you need me. I have a bunch of healings and activations up for today's Venus and Saturn alignment. I love it because it's like planet of love collides with the planet of karma, giving us a chance to cleanse and clear any karmic energies, blocks, or any kind of things going on in our love life. Anyways, huge relationship healing happening. If you need me, check out the activations on my website and healing, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. You need a psychic reading or a twin flame reading, you just book it on my website. Have a beautiful day.